Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So variables in Java. Variables are the foundation of any Java program and mastering them is necessary if you want to master Java. Today in this video, we are diving deep into variables. We are going to cover everything you need to know about variables from declaring them to assigning them and initializing them. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of variables and be well equipped to use them effectively in your Java programs. Also, in the end of this video, we have something important for you. So stick around till the end and I promise you will finish this video with a solid understanding of variables. Now let me tell you, if you are looking forward to level up your Java skills, check out Upgrade's Masters in Computer Science program. It's the perfect way to advance your career. Check the link in the description box to learn more. Now before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss any update. So variables in Java. Imagine you have a bunch of boxes in front of you. Each box has a label on it, so you know what's inside without opening it. These boxes represent variables. The label on the box is like the name of the variable. It helps you identify what's inside the box. What's inside the box is the value of the variable. It could be anything, a number, a word, or even a decimal point value. Let's say you have a box labeled age, and inside this box is the number 7. This means that the age variable has a value of 7. Now imagine you have another box labeled name. Inside this box you might find a word like Alex, representing someone's name. This means the name variable has Alex as the value. To store values in memory, we need to reserve some space, which is done using a variable. So in Java, there is a little extra step because Java is what we call a strongly typed language. This means when you create a variable, you also need to say what kind of thing or the variable you are going to put inside it. So each variable has a specific data type. If you want to store a number in your variable, you need to specify that your variable is meant for numbers. For example, you might create a variable for age using the type int, which stands for integer. If you want to store words or letters like your name, you would use the type string. If your number has a decimal point like 7.28, you need to use a type like double to store it. Specifying the type of variable is important because it helps Java understand how to handle the value inside the variable. For example, you can do math with numbers, but you can't add a number to a name. By knowing the type, Java can prevent mistakes and help your programs run correctly. In Java, there are different types of variables. For example, int. So basically, int is used to store whole numbers without decimals. For example, 42 is an integer. Now, the second one is double. Double is used to store decimal numbers, offering more precision for values like 3.14, 7.28, 5.65 like that. Then there is string, used to store sequences of characters like words or sentences, such as hello, such as John, Robert, or any other name. Then there is float, also used to store decimal numbers but with less precision than double. Alright, next is character or char. It is used to store single characters, that is a, whether it is lowercase or uppercase. Then there is boolean. Boolean is used to store values that represent two states, either it's true or false. So these are the data types that you need to take care of. And these are the variables that are being used with it. Alright. Now coming to the declaration part. So in Java, declaring a variable is like telling the computer, hey, I'm going to need some space in memory for this piece of information. So basically, when we are declaring, we are allocating space in the memory. For that, first you tell Java what kind of data you're going to store. That is the data type that we just discussed. This could be a number, string, double, and so on. Next, you give your variable name. This name is what you will use to refer to that piece of information. It should be like type, then the variable name as it is visible on the screen. So, for example, type can be int and the variable name can be num, and type can be string and the variable name can be name. So it's up to you what variable name you want to put. It's your choice. Alright, we have to make sure the type of the variable matches with the data inside it, otherwise it will show an error. Now if we want to declare multiple variables, then we can easily write type name1, name2, name3 separated with commas. You don't have to write separately. I mean, it's your choice. If you want to write separately, then also you can do that. But if you want to write in one single line, then you can do like this, separated by commas. And in the end, make sure to put this semicolon sign. It acts as a full stop. So this was about declaration. Now let's move on and understand assignment. Now if we want to store a value inside a variable, we use assignment operator. Assignment in Java is done using equal sign. When you use the equal sign, you're telling Java to take whatever is on the right side of the equal sign and store it in the variable on the left side. For example, id equals to 12. So here we have assigned a value 12 to id, which means whenever you use id in your program, Java knows that it refers to the number 12. One important thing about assignment is that you can change the value stored in a variable later on. This is called reassignment. But yeah, make sure the assignment always takes from left to right. So as we can see on the screen, 12 is the value that is being assigned to the variable id. Alright, so let me tell you this with the help of an example. Alright, so this is our Eclipse IDE that we just installed in the previous videos. So here we'll do some programs to let you guys understand variables in Java in a proper way. Alright, so first of all, so let me tell you first what is declaration. So here this is declaration. So basically what I'm doing here is I have wrote the data type, which is int, and after that there is a variable name, and this part is known as declaration. Alright, after that I'm gonna assign a value to it. Let's say a equals 10. So this is basically assignment. Alright, so if we keep or merge both of these parts together, it becomes the initialization. As simple as that. Just write int a equals to 10 and semicolon. Make sure to put semicolon in the end, because if you're starting on Java, you'll keep on doing the same mistake by ignoring this thing. So make sure to put semicolon in the end. So this is basically initialization, as we said. Alright, so this is initialization. So we can also keep like this only. We don't need to include this if we are doing initialization in a single step. So this is how you comment using backslash, double backslash. It will become a comment. So the Java code will not read it. Okay, if you want to do like this, you can do that. I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna show you something. So now if we try to print it, system.out.println, so what do you think? Will it print or not? Let's see. I have saved it by pressing Ctrl and S. Now I'll go to example tutorials, right click on it and run as first Java application, proceed. Alright, so there's some error it is showing. As we can see, system.out.println. So we have read over here, it is mentioned clearly. We have done this mistake. We have put dot after this, and now again we have to save it. And now let's see if it runs or not. We'll try to run this again, control, first Java application, and as we can see, it is getting printed. So yeah, instead of doing declaration and assignment in a different line, you can do in a single line as well, initialization. And even if you do like this only, then also you don't have to do this initialization. It's up to you what you want to do. Alright, now just in case if you want to know whether the previous thing, that is declaration and assignment, doing separately will work or not, let me show you guys. Now we'll make this comment and now the Java code will run it. Alright, now let's save and let's see whether it will run or not. Alright, as you can see, 10 is there. Now using variables, you can also add or subtract numbers or anything. So for example, let's do something about it. So let's say we have a number num1 and we will assign a value of 25 to it. We have another variable named num2 and we will assign value 26 to it. Now if we want to do addition of it, we'll type system.out.println, as we know, semicolon in the end, and here we'll do num1 plus num2. Alright, now we'll save it and let's see if it will work or not. So as we can see, it is printing 51, which is 25 plus 26 equals to 51. So it is correct. But yeah, instead of doing this, you can do one more thing. You can use another variable to store the addition of num1 and num2. So let's say this another variable is result. Now you can write num1 plus num2. Now what here we are doing is we are storing the addition of num1 and num2 from left to right. As we discussed, from left to right is the assigning. So here num1 plus num2, whatever the value is inside it, will be added and assigned to result. Now here, while printing, we'll simply write the result variable. We'll save it and run it. So as you can see, 51. So yeah, if we'll change the digits, let's say we'll make it 10 and save it, and let's again try to run it. The addition is 36, as you can see. Now instead of doing addition, you can also do subtraction. Alright, let me show you an example. We'll save it, and there are various other operations that you can do that we'll simply learn in the further tutorials. Alright, now before that, we need to understand many things like variables, data types. So let's understand that first. Alright, so I'm gonna write some data types and variables, and I'm gonna write what is that variable and what is that data type. Alright, so int age equals to 25 semicolon. So basically, what do you think, what kind of variable it is? Yes, it is a integer variable. Another type of variable is double, as we discussed earlier. So double, as we discussed, kind of it's like a decimal point value. So you can use it like this, 5.9. We'll type double in variable. Alright, so double variable for decimals basically. Now the third one is character or char. Here we'll type the name of character as initial, and you have to store in quotes. Whether it can be uppercase letter or a lowercase letter, it's up to you, whatsoever you want to store. Alright, after that there is boolean. Boolean is male or is student or anything you want. It's the variable name, you can have your variable name, it's up to you. Alright, it can be true or false, so you have two choices to keep it whether true or false. Then there is string. So if you want to store a name or anything, a sentence or something, then you use string. String name equals Alice. Yeah, so make sure to put semicolon in the end. Alright, so now let's just print all these. System.out.println. Alright, so here we'll type name, because we want to print name equal to the name of the person. So we'll do like this, name equal to. Now if we want to print a variable, so what we'll do is we'll write plus, that is the addition operator, and name. That's all you want to do. And as you can see, as soon as we type name, it is indicating this variable. So yeah, it is the same variable. So now what this will do is it will print name equals to Alice while printing on the console over here. So this is how you have to use the variable name when you are printing something with it. So whatever you want to print should be in double quotes, and the variable name, make sure the variable name shouldn't be in the double quotes. Alright. Slowly when you do the coding by yourself, you'll realize these things. So you don't have to worry much about that. Just keep in mind these things. Alright. Now another thing that we want to print is age. So we'll write age equals plus the name of the variable, that is age. So instead of wasting time, we just copy and paste. Alright, so here we'll use HEIGHT, height, and the name of the variable. Height is the name of the variable. These things are a bit case sensitive, so make sure to write it as it is, so that you don't want to take risks, right? So you have to do like this only. Initial equals to the name of the variable is initial itself, as you can see. Okay, now what left is the boolean thing. Yeah, system.out.println. I'm gonna write it now because this is the last one. Yeah, so system.out.println, inside it what we'll write is the name of is male, double quotes, is male. So gender we'll type, and the name of the variable is male, this one. Now let's try whether it will run or not. What we're gonna do is we'll save it, yes, and now let's try to run this. Right click, run as first Java application. So as we can see, here name is Alice, age is 25, height is 5.9, initial A, gender true. But if we use another variable, like let's say I'm using integer with a string, like here I'm using integer, then what do you think, will it print or not? Let's try this. Well, I know it will show an error, but still. So as we can see, it is showing unresolved compilation problem. There's a compilation error, so we have to correct it. String with a capital letter, string. Same goes for this one. It may look like an integer, but it is not, because decimal point is there, so we should use double with it or float. Alright, so this is how you have to be correct with the data types when it comes to variables. If you're gonna do some examples, you'll definitely learn about it, so you don't need to worry much about that. Now what we will gonna do is we'll do a simple example of swapping two numbers. But before that, we need to understand what's the logic behind it. For that, let's do a pseudocode run. So basically, swapping two numbers is, let's say ki one number is 10, another number is 20. We want to swap both of these numbers so that the 20 comes in the place of 10 and 10 comes in the place of 20. So this is what we want to do with the help of Java program. So to make this understand, we here will show you a pseudocode. So first, we will declare a variable called a and assign it to a value of 5. Next, we declare another variable b and set it the value of 10. We know how to declare and assign a value, so we can do that. We don't need to worry about that. Now, this is simply printing the values of a and b before swapping them. It helps you see what the variables are before making any changes. Because here we're gonna print these because we want to show before swapping those numbers how it is looking like. A has the value of 5, b has the value of 10, but we will print it to show that it does have those values. Alright, now we will introduce a third variable, temp. Assume it like a temporary variable. This variable is used to temporarily store the value of a. So now temporary variable temp holds the value of 5, that is the original value of a. This step is important because we are about to change a, but we need to keep its original value to assign it to b later. Alright, here's the actual swap happening. First, we assign the value of b to a, which means a now takes on the value of b, which is 10. Next, we assign the value of temp to b, which means b now takes on the original value of a, which was stored in the temp, that is 5. This prints the value of a and b after the swap has been performed. So you can confirm that the values have been successfully swapped. Let's do this example. Alright, so we are back on our editor IDE. Now we are doing a swap function. Alright, we will write a program to swap two numbers. Alright, so first of all, let us assign a value of 5 to the a variable. Simple, this is the initialization. Here is the data type, here is the variable, here is the assignment. So int a equals to 5. Now a holds the value of 5. Another variable is b, int b equals 10. Now b has the value of 10. Now to simply show the people, we will print it. We'll write something as well, like before swap, this is the value, okay. So plus, as I told you, operator a, then again we have to use plus because we are doing another variable. So yeah, before swap. Now we have to do actual swapping. Now as we can see, as we told earlier, temp, which is the temporary variable. You don't have to take the temp word itself, you can name it as per your choice. It can be C also, it can be Z also, it's up to you. We have to show the temporary variable, that's why I'm using temp. Now first what we're gonna do is we're gonna store a's value to temporary variable temp. So a has the value 5 right now. We have given the value of a to temporary variable, alright. So basically we are using temporary variable to pass the value of a to b. That's all we are doing. So now a has the value of 5. We have given the value of a to temp. Now temp holds the value of a, which is 5. Alright. Now once a has given its value, a becomes empty. Now a is empty, so b said, let me give you my value, which is 10. So now b has given his value 10 to a. Now a holds the value of 10. Remember, a here is 10. Alright. Now after that, now b becomes empty because b has given his value to a. Alright. So now temp said, I will give you my value. So as we know that here temp has the value of 5, which is given by a. Now temp has given 5, the value of a, to b. Now here we'll again type b here is 5, which is the value of a. So basically we have swapped both the numbers with the help of the temporary variable. It is as simple as that. System.out.println, and let's write after swap. Alright, let's save it. Println, yeah. So let's save it and let's see if there are no errors, it will run. So as you can see, before swap the value was 5 and 10, and after swap the value is 10 and 5. I know it may look like 510 and 105. Let me do something about it. What we can do is we can add some space in between. Alright, so yeah, here also we can do the same. I'm gonna save it. Let's see. Let's run it. As you can see, before swap 5 and 10 was the value of a and b. After swap a becomes 10 and b becomes 5. So this is as simple as that. We have done nothing here. We have just took the temporary variable which passes the value of a to b. That's it. So yeah, this is pretty much about it, and I want you to perform this program on your console, whether it will be an online compiler or Eclipse IDE. It's up to you, but do perform this. Maybe you have to watch this video again and again, but do watch and do like this. It is very easy and this will help you gain confidence in it. Alright. Now I'm going to tell you some things to keep in mind that we just told you in the starting of the video, which is very important for you guys to remember. Alright, so things to keep in mind. Do not redefine variables. Avoid declaring a variable with the same name more than once within the same scope to prevent errors and confusion. Just do the examples like I did. You don't need to worry about anything else. Don't overcomplicate things. Keep it simple as you're starting with it, so you have to keep it simple. Slowly you'll learn to do the advanced programs. Alright. Second is initialize variable before use. Always assign a value to variable before using them to avoid unexpected behavior on runtime errors. So make sure to assign a value before using that particular variable. Alright. Third one is understand the data types. Be familiar with Java's data types. It's not that difficult. For example, int is used for numbers, you can say, without decimal numbers. String is for the names and things like that. Double is for the decimal type of numbers, and like that only there are various other data types. So you have to be familiar with these data types to ensure proper handling of values and avoid type mismatches. Alright. So all you have to do as of now is to do the examples that I did and keep these 3 things in mind. That's it. Now let me ask you a quick question. Do you want to take your tech skills to the next level? Our Masters in Computer Science program is perfect for anyone looking to advance their career in development. In this program, you will learn advanced Java concepts, data structures, design and analysis of algorithms, front-end and back-end development, system design and much more. You will gain the knowledge and skills needed to become a leader in your field. So don't miss out. Click the link in the description to start your journey to mastering computer science today. And that's a wrap. We have covered everything you need to know about variables in Java, from declaring, assigning and initializing them, with the help of some hands-on example also. Hopefully, you are feeling more confident handling variables now. But we are just getting started. In the upcoming videos, we will dive into conditional statements, loops and explore operators plus a whole lot more. So stay tuned because there's a plenty of awesome content coming your way. Thanks for watching this video.